Angie, thank you so much for joining me all the way from, where are you in the world?
I am in Texas in the
Yoo-hoo!
United States. Yep.
Yes,
Big old place, but I
big old
am,
place. It's
yep.
massive. You forget how
hmm
big the states are in America because it's like you probably fit like four lots of England into Texas at least.
Oh yeah, I've had discussions with English friends about like the drive time because I spent 2 years on the road
Mm.
driving around, and it's still just mind-boggling to so many people that like, oh yeah, I drive 3 hours to go see my friends in Austin. I'm still in the same state. That's 3 hours away.
Hmm.
And trust me, I got a lead foot. We're talking like 70, 75 miles an hour. We're going pretty fast. Still takes me 3 hours to get there.
Oh, it's crackers. It's crackers. It's huge. Okay,
hmm
so we were introduced through our podcast producer. So big shout out to James Eade from Be Heard, who I've been working with for like forever, and he also did my audiobook. So thank you,
Oh,
James.
yes. James is the best.
He is, he rocks. He's going to leave this in, clearly.
He should. James also produces Permission to Kick Ass for me. He's best editor ever. Yes. Plug
Absolutely.
a palooza.
Yes, we'll put his details in the show notes just to wind him up. He's quite, yeah, he's a quiet dude, isn't he? So,
hmm
right. So, has there ever been a second of your life where you have felt the need to be a good girl, Angie?
Oh, we are inviting the stories here. So I mentioned Texas. I am Texas born, a native Texan, and that comes with it a whole lot of good girl programming. It is, be quiet, be a good girl, help the people around you. I definitely grew up getting that message of you're being too much. You're doing too much. We need you to be a little bit quieter. We need you to be a little bit less opinionated. We need you to tone it down.
Hmm.
Um, if you're a good girl, you don't swear. I Swearing is my second language. I speak it with native level fluency. I don't even realize that I've dropped an F-bomb half the time until like people are clutching their pearls and going, "Oh my goodness,
She said a bad word.
she said a bad word." Oh gosh, and how many times I've been told that that's a sign of low intelligence that you had to resort to a swear word. Like, look here.
Fuck
I don't know
off.
if I didn't even ask you. Oh, okay, good. I was like, I don't know if it's okay to swear on here, but like, look here, shithead. I happen to have an excellent vocabulary, and fuck was the right word for this time. All right.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
it's just the right word.
absolutely. And there's so many beautiful swear words, let's face it.
hmm I like the creative ones like douche canoe and twat waffle.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you could just pull those out of thin air and nobody was expecting it, it just kind of like deflates the situation and de-escalates it. So, yeah, I mean, growing up, it was always, I liked putting on ruffly and frilly dresses and climbing trees and making mud pies and bossing everybody around. And it was, who knew that that would be an early sign of natural leadership? The fact that I could step up and be like, hey, you should do this and you should do this. Now I've also taken the time to learn that leadership is, oh, okay, you don't want to do that. What do you want to do instead? Okay, how do we move this forward together instead of just everybody shall listen to me and I am forever right? But
Oh.
man, how things could have been different if that had been recognized as a strength rather than something to hide, you know? Can't help
Oh,
but wonder.
it is so frustrating. I got the whole bossy. I was the eldest daughter, eldest grandchild on both sides, loads of cousins, little cousins to boss around. So I was
hmm
in my absolute element. And yeah, it's like, oh, Michelle, she's so bossy. I'm like,
Oh
I've got
yeah.
all of these people. They're in my kingdom.
Yeah. Well, and here's the like I also grew up very blunt, like just very direct. I
Yeah.
think now that I've been diagnosed as an adult as ADHD and a little bit on the autism spectrum, I understand now because I need a very precise definition to really wrap my head. I can't always tell if people are messing with me or not.
Mm.
Like if they do a straight deadpan delivery, I always have that moment of, are you messing with me? I can't really tell right now. I need you to tell me you're joking.
Yes.
But
Just
because I
laugh.
was blunt and direct and said what I meant, people would be, oh, you can't say it that way. You have to be polite. You have to be nicer. You have to, like, no. I'm going to err on the side of I love you. I'm saying this with all the love I can. I'm struggling here. Let's help each other out. I don't like this. I don't like this. What do we do to stop this? Because I don't like it.
Yeah. So how old were you when you kind of were able to say no? Were able to say
Oh,
this is not what I need? Because I was well into adulthood before I was able, boundaries. I didn't know what they were.
yeah, I would say probably late 20s, early 30s
Mm,
is really when I got the first sense of like, oh, I don't have to do any of this. I'm not obligated to do any of this. Somebody asked me to do something I don't want to do. I don't have to do it just to be nice. I don't have
mm,
to make people happy, and I don't have to help people if I'm not feeling particularly helpful. Um,
mm,
and then like this became apparent to me at a work function in my early 30s where it's been like 6 days of a huge mega conference. I am in thoroughly and entirely peopled out. And now we have a team party to go to, and we were all remote workers. This is really
mm,
like the only time out of a couple times a year that we all get to be in one place and we enjoy each other's company and stuff like that. But by the team party, I'm peopled out. I'm done. So I
mm.
spent like 60 minutes, and then as I felt the last of my energy go, I decided to leave. And my old boss gave me a hard time about like, you're leaving early. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? And I was like, look, I'm about 30 seconds from hitting the wall. I can feel it coming,
Yep.
and then I will go from like zero to raging mega bitch in about 0 seconds flat. I don't want you to meet that side of me. So
No.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna say goodbye while the energy is high. I'm not even gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna Irish exit out of here. I'll see
Irish
y'all
exit.
next time.
I have a
Bye.
friend who does that on a night out. It's very disconcerting. So I'm end up like watching her just in case she leaves. Because I was like, has she been stolen?
Yeah. Well, because that's that good old Southern upbringing. We joke in my family about the Colee exit. It's going to take 3 hours to say goodbye because
We're
we're going
doing
to
the
say
farewell
goodbye
tour.
here. Yeah, we're going to move like 5 feet and then we're going to have another round of discussions and then we're going to move 5 feet and we're going to have another round and it's going to take like 3 hours to get out of here. If I can feel that wall coming, I need to leave.
Yeah.
And that, actually that ties to another unlearning that I've had to do that like I need to know that it's okay if people don't agree or don't understand with the choices I make. It's okay for me to make the best choices for me.
Yep.
And if they remove themselves from my life because they can't handle that I didn't say goodbye, I'm
Yeah, it's
sorry.
like that's nothing about me, is it? That's
Mhm.
absolutely that is absolutely them.
Yeah. It's like it's never about you if I need to leave to protect my mental health. I certainly think that the worst of the two outcomes here is me staying beyond my mental and emotional capacity here and then being snappy and snippy with people who haven't done
Mm,
anything to deserve my wrath.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like you're the last person on a long line of people I've spoken to over the last 6 days after this mega
Yeah,
conference, and I just can't.
yeah, I have no more. Like it's taken all of this energy for me to be the polite, bubbly, helpful person that I was socialized to be, and
Mhm.
now I'm done. And I'd like to go crawl back into my hidey hole and pull a blanket over my head and doom scroll.
It's amazing how doom scrolling just helps sometimes. You just
Yeah.
need it.
Oh, but I've curated my feed to where it's not like the technical doom scrolling where you're convinced
Mm.
everything's going to end. I've got like silly animal videos,
Yeah.
people teaching each other how to do specific skills like cooking or baking. Like doom scrolling for me is very uplifting. Like, oh, look at these wonderful people.
Baby animals.
Oh,
You can't.
yes.
You
Oh,
can't.
yes.
Yeah, you can't knock it. Oh,
hmm
cats being hilarious because cats are
Oh,
just
oh, yes.
the
I've got two of
funniest
my own.
creatures.
They are my fur kids, and they are
Mm.
endlessly entertaining and annoying, but mostly entertaining.
Yes, we've got rabbits, so they are. We keep saying that rabbits are assholes. They're not. Literally shouldn't be pets. They don't like people.
I've seen those videos online where they get angry and they do the
Yes,
little
stomp.
stomp
Oh yeah.
or they fling their bowl around. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. So that if you really piss them off, they'll like flick two of their back legs at you, which is like the rabbit equivalent of flipping you the bird. So yeah, fun times. It's like I just gave you some hay. Why are you so upset with me?
Learn something new every day. I love that. The rabbit bird. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, rabbits are assholes, but they're very cute. Very cute. They do not like to be picked up. They're okay with, as long as you can stroke them, but no.
hmm
I got dwarf rabbits, so they've got like little man syndrome, even though they're both girls. But you know, that kind of, yeah, no.
Yes. Having to compensate for something. I know that very well because I felt like that a lot too growing up, that like I had
Mhm.
something to prove. I don't know, like I guess it ties into what we were talking about earlier about feeling like I had to be the nice person, but I also knew on the inside that like there's more to me. I can do more, just give me the chance, and felt like I was just constantly fighting for it. So I know in my 20s and 30s as I was stepping into my own and learning to say no and learning what I
Mhm.
was capable, there was definitely a lot of little man syndrome on my behalf, like throwing my
Mhm.
weight around, trying to constantly show that I'm right and that I'm smart and that I'm worthy and stuff like that. And these days, it's a lot easier to go, well, you don't see it, or you don't think I'm smart. Boo-hoo. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You don't
You're
have
not my
to.
people. You're not my
Yeah,
people. You're not my clients. You know, it's
you don't
fine.
have
You
to.
do you.
Oh yeah. It was one of the most liberating things ever when I realized, and some of the people that I coach still laugh at this as if it's a joke, but I'm like, so you don't like me. Have you ever thought about the fact that I don't like you? And we
Mm.
don't have to like each other. Like it's okay. If you don't like my style, if you don't like the fact that I drop F-bombs, if you don't like that I'm not a traditional marketer, I don't have a course or like whatever you find unattractive about me, great. Go find less. Go be somewhere else with somebody you do like. Don't waste your time on me. I won't waste my time on you. It's fabulous.
It's so liberating, isn't it?
Yes. And there's 8 billion people on this planet. We can't like each other like
No.
everybody. Can you imagine liking every single person on the face of this planet? So, like, my mind just wants to crawl into a cave and
Yeah.
die.
Yep. Yep. You'd have to find your people. So tell me a bit more, tell us a bit more about what you're up to now.
Mm, I am saving to go back on my digital nomad journey. So I did that for a couple of years full time. Oh gosh, I highly recommend every woman who has the chance, go exploring when you can, even if it's like little day trips or weekend trips to a town you've always wanted to explore but have not gotten to that's like an hour or two away. Travel, talk to strangers, challenge yourself to do things that are out of your comfort zone. It is so magnificent. This, like, it was my reaction to an unexpected breakup, and I
Mm.
didn't know where I wanted to go, but I knew I didn't want to be near
Yep.
him anymore. And so my brain came up with the solution of, well, there's a whole bunch of cities out there that I've always wanted to visit, and I've never had the chance to. I couldn't convince any of these losers I dated to go with me. I think I'm going to go try them on like a coat, see which one fits the best, and see where I might want to settle. And I did that for 2 years before Airbnb got to be a little bit challenging. So now I'm saving up to get an RV so I can go back out
Ooh.
there and do that because I managed to get to like the southeast of the United States and the west coast of the United States, but I still need to do like Midwest, North,
Mhm.
get to Yellowstone, do the Eastern Seaboard. I need to see all of that. I need to see it.
That's going to be so exciting. I have a friend who lives in RV full time now, and she literally, when you see her on Zoom, she's always got like a picture of where she is and like the state. So yeah, so
Oh, that's so cool.
if you want some tips, RV tips, I can hook it up.
Yes, please. Absolutely. Because I'm about to move into an RV to try it out, like figure
Hmm.
out what it's like to live off grid, to have to hook up your own plumbing, empty your own tanks and things like that. And I
Mm.
know that I can do it. And then there's always that like back of your head voice that's like, but what if it's too much? But what if it's too much? I didn't know what I was doing when I decided to live on the road, and I just
Hmm.
figured it out as I went. And like, if that's not proof that you can do whatever you believe you can do, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and you said you did say my current obsession TV show wise is Yellowstone.
Oh,
Have
I
you
haven't
watched it?
seen it. I
So
haven't.
it's worth it. There's a character in there. She's called Beth Dutton. And
I keep seeing clips of her
if there
online.
was a deprogrammed good girl, oh, it's
Hmm.
her. She is my absolute heroine. I love her.
She doesn't give a
No.
damn
Oh
what
no.
anybody thinks about
No.
her.
No. So
I think I
you
saw the clip of her like coming into an office and talking to her assistant and being like, close the damn door. Young
No.
Angie is like, hey, could you please come back and close the door? Like,
Yeah, or
you
just
just
get
did
up and
that,
do it
just close the
yourself.
door. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
get out of
brilliant.
here.
Highly
Hmm.
recommend it. My coach told me about it and I've like been obsessively watching it since Christmas. So
Hmm. I mentioned, I don't know if anybody else does this. I don't know if it's weird or not, but I'm going to share my weird little thing. I have a little vision board. It's in the other room, otherwise I'd show it. But I pulled heroes and heroines of mine and like the personalities of theirs the aspects of their personality that I
mm,
love. And I've decided that that's who, when I'm stepping up to be a leader and to be visible, like being on a podcast or being on a stage, that's
mm,
like that's my character. That's my 10x version of myself that I'm going to be. It's like Pink's attitude and not giving a damn. It's
hmm
Alona Mars, like I can be a tomboy and can be girly and can not be built like a skinny model, and I love me and I'm fabulous. It's
hmm
Kelly Clarkson's like goofiness and always smiling and like, oops, I just embarrassed myself. Oh well, I'm gonna go on and sing and like enchant everybody in this room. So like
hmm
there's different aspects of people's personalities that I've pulled out that I'm like, I want to be inspired by this. I want to emulate this. I want to make this my own. And that's my goofy way of stepping outside of myself and being a little bit more than just Angie.
You know what? That is such a good piece of advice.
I didn't even realize it was advice.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, in terms of you can't be what you can't
Hmm.
see.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to figure out who you are, what you want, what your passion is, then is it amongst women, men, humans around you
Hmm.
that you admire? Because that's the key, isn't it?
Oh yes. Oh, and the ultimate Ms. Dolly Parton.
Oh, yes.
Because she's who I model on whenever anybody talks about money being the root of all evil. I'm like, look at this example of somebody who has
Mm,
tons and tons of money and has used it to start foundations. She has that program where she sends people um,
books.
free books every month for the first 5 years of a child's life because her father grew up not being able to read and that was an
Mhm.
important mission to her heart. Like, okay, for everything out there, there is an example of that. Like you said, if you can see it, you can believe that this is possible. Like, look, I can see Dolly Parton out there making a living as a creative person, as somebody
Mhm.
who does not care what other people think about her. I think worse of, I think it was Barbara Walters for that interview where she was like, do you think people think you are trashy? And Dolly Parton's like, I don't care what they think. I dress for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, I do it for me. I do what makes me feel comfortable. I do what makes me feel good. I don't do it at the expense of other people, but I do it for
No,
me. It's not for you, and that's okay.
I know. It's just like, when are we going to stop judging women just for existing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Too fat, too thin, too made up, not made up enough. Oh, God, you look tired. Why aren't you wearing any makeup? Do something with your hair. Maybe try dressing more professionally. Show more cleavage. Show less cleavage. It's be a
You can't
mom.
win.
Don't be a mom. You can't win no matter what you choose. So you might as well choose you.
hmm Absolutely. Yeah. It's
Hmm.
like how dare you age?
Hmm. Oh, and that reminds me of a great. I was reading Untamed by Glennon Doyle
Mm.
recently, and she had a phrase in there that she said to one of her daughters. I'm probably going to bastardize this terribly, but it was something along the lines of whenever you have to choose between disappointing someone else and disappointing yourself, disappoint someone else. Choose you.
hmm
And that just made things click. I mean, this is a journey. There's a lot of deprogramming still left to do. I haven't figured everything out. And I still fall into those good girl default patterns from time to time and don't speak up. But then that just reminds me, like, I'd rather disappoint them than let
hmm
myself down. I got to live
hmm
with me for the rest of my life. So,
Yeah. People come and go.
yep. And isn't
No.
it funny how, like, half the people we worry about disappointing or offending or letting down are people that we are never going to see again?
hmm
Or
I
And so
know.
I can't tell that mechanic, no, I really don't want to do that job. Absolutely not. We're not going to do that. I know that you recommend it. That's not in the budget right now. Or we're afraid to tell the hairstylist, I don't like that color. Can we redo that cut? Like, I'm never
hmm
going to see this person again. Or I'm only going to see them in this specific situation that I can control. Like, I don't want to book with this person again. I don't
No,
like the work that they do.
it's crackers. My hairdresser is upset with, well, he's not really. He pretends he's upset with me because I was finished the book. I I sent this like, this is my finished edit to my book publisher, and she's like, there needs to be a little something in the
Mm.
end. And there's like there's still, how are you getting on with your good girl deprogramming for yourself and all this sort of stuff. And like literally that week I went to the hairdressers, and I don't know what happened, but my hair was the wrong color. So I have stopped dyeing my hair. So this is all like natural now, and like
Oh,
going
that looks
go
lovely
white
though.
like Santa Claus. It's very exciting. And so it took me 24 hours to pick up the phone and say, this doesn't look right. And he's like, yeah,
Mm.
it doesn't right. Can you come back? And I was like, yeah, sure. But then he's like, but why did you have to write about it in the book?
Oh,
So I put that story in the book. I think it's
I
because,
didn't mention you by name.
no, I didn't. But I've been going there for what, probably 7 years, and I still go back. So that says everything. Says everything about it. But
Yeah.
yes.
I love that because you can disappoint somebody, it not turn out, and disappointment is okay. Like, how much
Mm.
do we cause inadvertently in suffering trying to avoid disappointment and other feelings that we just don't like? Like,
Hmm.
it's okay for me to be disappointed with something you said or did, and vice versa, and we still love and respect each other.
Yeah. And
Like,
and we can
being,
fix it if we want to.
yeah, being let down doesn't automatically mean, well, this relationship is over, set everything on fire, walk away, with a cool sunglass explosion happening behind. Like, you don't have to blow
Mm.
it up just because you're disappointed or upset. There's usually a way back to the middle, if the other person cares as much about the relationship as you do. And sometimes they
Mhm.
don't, which is also disappointing and hurtful. And
But at
and
least you
you've
know.
outgrown that. Yeah, at least you know, and you've outgrown that relationship, and that's okay too.
It's interesting, isn't it, that it feels like we can't argue like collaboratively, if that's the right word, like with each
Yeah.
other anymore because we are so polarized. And I don't want to go down the whole politics thing because,
Mhm.
clearly America's being America at the moment.
Yeah.
Um,
We are. But I actually I've had some people, I
mm,
have friends on both sides of the spectrum. I consider myself to be probably center left. I don't care what you think about me for me saying that. I'm always on
mm,
the side of humans and treating
mhm,
humans with dignity and respect. And if that means, something less in your mind, I don't care. Um,
mhm.
but I've had people push me, like the more left-leaning friends of mine are tend to be of the mind that, like, if you're not saying something online, you're not doing enough. And I
Mhm.
tend to be of the mind of I don't have to speak about it online to be doing something. I actually volunteer a lot in my community, but I don't talk about it because that's not why I volunteer. I don't want the
No.
kudos. I just
Yep.
want to go do good stuff for my
Yep.
community. Um, and they'll challenge me to like speak about it more, and I say I'm not going to speak about this online where it's easy for us to like put people into boxes, forget that there's a human on the other end of this
Hmm.
conversation, not understand why, somebody thinks that way because of their own life experience. And there's some validity to that, whether you think they're right or wrong. Their experience is their experience, just like your experience is your experience.
Mm.
Like, and we're not going to figure any of that out or change anybody's minds if we continue to have these conversations online where we're all just trying to outshout each other and win. So I tell people, I am perfectly willing to talk politics with you. We're going to do it face to face, where you have
Mhm.
to see my face and I have to see yours. And I have to remember that I can't throw out hurtful terms about libtards this and maggots that. Like, I don't like any of that language because it's reductionist, it's us
Mm.
versus them, and I refuse to participate in that. I will talk politics with you all day long. Let's do it over a cup of coffee, you and me, and let's not hurt each other in the process.
Mhm. Yeah. So it does get online, it just gets yuck. Yuck is the technical term I've decided.
Yeah, that's a highly specialized term.
Yuck. Yuck.
Yep. Barf.
There's no
Bleh.
there's no nuance. It's easy
Mhm.
just to be angry
Yes. And
and forget there's
frustrated.
another person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like another aspect of deprogramming is also realizing, like, when I find myself triggered or upset by something I'm saying people online, Like, I don't have to define myself as that. So, all women are doing this, or, Texan women do this, Republicans do this. Like, I don't. Okay, cool. You're not talking about me. I don't have to jump up and defend all women because you have a misinterpretation. I'm just sitting here going, well, that's a shame that you think that way. Sometimes it takes talking myself down off a ledge because
Oh
that
yeah.
rage can go up real quick, blood
Yep.
pressure up real quick, but okay, cool. That's what you believe. It's not actually true, and I don't have to prove it to you.
No, I was like, I'm not here to educate you. You have
Mhm.
Google.
I have nothing to prove. And, now we're talking about deeper human psychology too, of,
Mm,
like if they don't, confirmation bias, right? If they don't
mm.
believe that this is a thing, are they even going to see me? No. So what's the point of even opening my mouth? This is
Yep.
like I'm screaming into a void and it's never going to pick your battles. That's all I'm saying. Pick your
Pick your
battles.
battles. Manage your own energy because
Yep.
you can expend a lot of energy
Oh yeah. And
on.
fighting with internet strangers can be fun, but like make sure that you're doing it for your own enjoyment, not just because.
Yes. Sometimes it's like, oh, this is I like a meaty fight, but then it's like, oh, then I get bored. I'm like, you know what?
Hmm.
This is cause I'm when you flip from like fun to rage.
Yes.
Yeah.
When my blood pressure is affected by this conversation and I don't even know you and we're probably never going to talk again, like I don't care.
Lock.
Yep. I'm practicing that much more. I don't care. I don't care. I don't have to care. I have, all of these other things in my life
Hmm.
on which to spend my fucks, as the internet likes to say.
Yeah.
I am not going to give one for you.
No. No. Well, that's the whole point. The whole point of, my work is to help women become unfuckwithable. So, you
Yes.
don't want to give your fucks out to like random people that do not matter.
Yeah, exactly. Ah, yeah. Like I'm all for this. I want to end this like binary thinking of you are this or that. That phrase of we contain multitudes has never been more true to me. Because
Mhm.
my latest wrestling has been how do I be this kind, empathetic person who listens and tries to understand and tries to do good with the sassy, foul-mouthed person that I am who
Yes.
sometimes blurts out things without thinking, and then I see people's faces change, and I go, oh, maybe I shouldn't have, maybe that was an inside thought, and I shouldn't have shared that outside, you know?
Yeah.
And I can be both. I can be both kind and a kind of a ballbuster. Like,
Mhm.
I don't have to be either or.
No. No.
None of
We
us has
all
to be either or.
and going back to sort of characters and like shows and movies and stuff, it's like the ones who are human, the ones who have bits of good and bits of bad and have flaws and they're the interesting ones.
Yes. The ones who are just one aspect of a personality fall flat, are annoying, are the ones that kind of like, oh, get them off the screen. I am tired
Mhm.
of seeing this person. Like, get me back to the interesting people. Get me back to the moral dilemmas. I want to see more of
Mhm.
the how do you handle yourself in this drama?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, make some bad decisions, see what happens.
Yeah. God, how much easier would life be if we just let ourselves make bad decisions and like stopped attaching so much weight to it?
Hmm.
What if I make the wrong decision? Well, then you made the wrong decision.
Yeah, it's
You'll
like, are you
adjust from
dead?
there.
No,
Yeah.
good. Well, you can change things.
My brain immediately went to that, like, but did you die?
Yes.
That's a great life philosophy. So you
Yes.
tried something and you failed, but did you die?
Yeah.
Clearly not, because you're listening to us unless you're a ghost, in which case, reach out because having ghost listeners is really cool.
Do they show up on Spotify? I don't know.
Yeah, add to the download. Get all your ghost friends to come to this
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
Come
Please
on.
subscribe, yes. Okie dokie. So I can't believe that we're almost at time. So last question is if you have what what question or provocation, what do you want our listeners slash viewers to think about after listening to us?
Oh, that was such a good question. We were talking about that a little bit before recording too, that I had like so many things pass through my mind. And how do you say this without giving advice? So I will
Hmm.
say, This is my question to everybody listening. What would be possible if you believed it were possible? Right? Like, how much time and energy do we spend working out all the worst case scenarios and all the plans and the backup plans and the backup to the backup plans, like, and imagining all the ways it could go wrong, and we don't spend any of that energy imagining how it could go right and how we would react if it went right,
Mhm.
if it went even better than right, like results beyond what I'm even capable of imagining right now. That's a possibility too, and it's just as likely as everything falling to shit.
Mhm.
So what would be possible if you believed it were possible?
Yes, I will be thinking about that one all night now. Yeah, I was like, "Who? How?
Gonna
What is
journal
it?
on that for another week or two.
Yeah, what is the best case scenario in this? In this?" But yeah, we don't we hold back from making decisions because we're so worried about what might happen instead of
Hmm.
going, just it's like just suck it and see, just what's the worst that
See
yeah,
what happens. Yeah.
exactly.
I don't ask myself what's the worst that can happen because my
No,
brain
no,
will be
I've stopped
like,
myself. Yeah,
would
you
you
might
like to
die.
know? Yeah. Here are all of the ways that this could go catastrophically wrong. I even once convinced myself that if I sent out messages advertising my business as a marketer and a consultant, that I would cause nuclear winter. And when I got to that point, I went, okay, you are officially ridiculous. This is not going to happen. Just send out the letters. But I had like a whole series from like I send it, they get pissed off, they sideswipe a bus, little Timmy gets injured, he's in ICU, they call the Grand High Muckety Muck who happens to work at a defense contractor, and like in a moment of despair, he's like, my son is gonna die, and like hands come down on the big red button, we're all dead. So that's ridiculous. Maybe it's a possibility. It's probably not going to happen. So might as well just send out the letter and see what happens. And
Yeah.
hey, if I kill us all by advertising my business, at least it's over.
Yes. There is that. See, always look on the bright side.
Ah, there we go. Swing that pendulum the other way.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it has been absolute blast talking to you. So thank you so much for coming on. So if you want to get in touch with Angie, all of her details will be in the show notes.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
I know.